Today on Canadian Wrench, I'm going to show you how to save money by fixing your exhaust. So we'll jump right into it. There's basically two types of exhaust. There's pipe and pipe, and then there's a pipe that goes up to the other pipe and they have a flange that bolt together. That's the kind we're going to fix, not this. This is the one I did on the big red there, pickup. I'll show you that, but I didn't really make a video of it. Well, I didn't make a video of it because I didn't think it was all that exciting. You remember Big Red? I had to fix a pipe on this. Just have a quick peek, see what I did. So here's the exhaust. You can see it. This is the front pipe, goes into the cat. That's a big flat cat. That they don't use those anymore. Here we go. Here's the back of it, and it goes into that pipe that I changed. And if you look, you can see it's a pipe over top of the other pipe, and you have the traditional exhaust clamp on there. Yeah, so that pipe broke. I had to replace that, but I just thought I'd show you the difference. This is pipe over pipe, the other one's got a flange. Doesn't even matter what kind of car this is. An exhaust is an exhaust. So go underneath and we'll see what I did here. Oh, there's the shiny bits. That's what I put on. Sorry about the brightness. Not much I can do about that. So here we are. We're looking at this pipe. You got the two pipes that meet. You have a flange on each side and a seal in the middle. If you were to take this to an exhaust shop, you'd have to replace that front pipe, you'd have to replace that cat, you'd probably end up putting a new O2 sensor. The extension pipe, because that's the other flange, which is part of the muffler, so you'd end up putting that, and then they'd say the one at the back is also toast. So you'd be putting a complete exhaust. And I just got a couple of flanges there, split flanges, and put those on. I also replaced the seal in the middle, and I think total parts bill was like $32, so it's not bad at all. So here we go. We got the catalytic converter there, and the extension pipe which goes back to the muffler there. So in between that, holding those two pieces together is this flange here, and there was some bolts. I did say they've just disintegrated. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of these split flanges on both sides. So one on the cat, one on the extension pipe, and we'll put bolts, and that'll hold them together. There's also a seal. I might as well put a new one of those in there. There's the other split flange. If you've never seen a split flange, that's what it is. It's pretty robust metal, and it goes around the pipe, allowing for a taper. Anyway, you can see the gap there. That's the exhaust puffing out. Let's get at it. So we'll start by removing these studs. This one's already out. That one's out now. We got this third one here. At first, I went and got a grinder and everything because I thought there was lots of stuff holding that on, but I was absolutely wrong. So I just put that on there and almost. Look at that. Nothing was holding that on. I just made that seal. Here's that seal. Really easy to change. So we'll pop that out, put the new seal in there, and we'll put our split flanges on here. Alright, got that seal out of there. It wasn't easy. It wasn't impossible either, but geez. I had to get a little screwdriver, just keep going around and around and tapping it with a little hammer and worked all the little bits out. Then I just went around again with the screwdriver, make sure it's nice and clean. Put that new seal in there, and we'll put this split flange on. So just a trial fit of that split flange on here, and you can see that it just doesn't seat down all the way, which makes those bolts hard to get through. So we can either put longer bolts, or we can grind a little bit off the edge right about here and on the other side here. So we'll try that first. Okay, I got this split flange on. It's tightened up, believe it or not. The nuts are on as far as I'll go. But that cat is a little bit fatter in front of this neck here than this rear pipe. So now we'll get this rear pipe one on. And like I said before, this is tapered here. So obviously it's smaller to bigger. And we're gonna put the split flange on. We can move it wherever we want. We've got access to these two holes, which are gonna hold this together. And let's not forget our seal. We'll get that guy in next. All right, so here's everything back on. I got the two split flanges on there, bolted them together with 2 3/8 bolts and lock washer and everything else, and it's good and tight. You can actually see the seal just poking out there a little bit. That's where the side of the pipe had deteriorated. Anyway, is it worth it? Those parts cost me about 35 bucks, something like that. If you were to replace the cat and the extension pipe, probably 700 or 800 bucks. So to me, yeah, it's worth it. This is an old car. I'm just keeping it going down the road. Just lasts a little bit longer. So I hope you found this video helpful. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe.